ULTI.TV.
Hi, I'm Brian Jones here with Liam Rosen. We're covering the early game today on day 3 of the World Ultimate and Guts Championship here in Japan. We've got Japan facing off against USA. USA about to receive. These two club teams actually battled it out in the Worlds in 2010 Club Worlds in Prague. Japan coming out on top. USA here trying to get some revenge. Things get started off. Quick flip upfield. Looking for the around break.
Anna Nazarov now with the disc.
Swung back middle of the field. US being very patient here to start off. Dumb swing gaining lots of yards over the top throw. Quick movement there, and the U.S. scores to go up 1-0 to start out this game.
And that was just too easy, too easy.
U.S. goes up 1-0. We'll see if Japan's offense can answer here in the early goings. Pull from the U.S. Picked up by Japan. Cross horizontal stack for Japan, going deep, and huge D by the U.S. Bosher, centering it. Big opportunity to break early for the U.S. Quick movement, wide open in the end zone, U.S. No, not a goal yet. Looking back for the dump. Now dump swinging it around, nothing available. This movement within the handlers. Round break. Finding the open woman for the score. 2-0, U.S. leads.
Unfortunate mistake by Japan. It's hard to, maybe they forgot Georgia Bosher was so tall.
Alex Snyder doing work for the U.S. as a handler spot. Moving it around very effectively, getting open at will. See if the U.S. can continue this momentum early on in the game. U.S. defense back out on the field, leading 2-0 against Japan early on. Mistake right off the bat for Japan, going for a huck, was knocked down by Bosher, leading to an easy goal at the end zone and prime opportunity. Japan looking to respond now. Forcing middle, U.S. defense is trying to keep Japan contained. Here comes the going deep. This one just out of reach.
Every pass is going through.
U.S. gets pinned on the goal line, reaching too far. Japan, opportunity to strike at the end zone. Inside break and an easy quick pass for the goal. Japan is on the board, now down 2-1.
It appears I did jinx it there. Sorry about that, Brian.
Japan set the pull down 2-1. U.S. offense back on the field. Japan's defense able to get down, forcing only handler movement so far. Poaching very much so off of the handlers. Penny. Moving it up the field. U.S. being very patient here. Up the line, cut available. Coming down with it. Just outside the end zone. Going to the dump swing. Large swing there for the U.S. Back to the middle. Quick movement, not wasting any time as Japan poaches.
Now they're calling a play now for the end zone.
Looking backfield. Trying to break the mark, and another long swing for the U.S. Not wasting any time here. Stall count not very high when the U.S. is moving it. Overthrow here, foul called on the play.
Score.
Emily Damon with the disc, foul called on the play. Finney was the intended receiver. Back for Sun. And an overthrow here gives Japan back the disc. Going deep right off the bat. 2 receivers in the area, can't run it down.
Beautiful throw, but just wasn't able to catch up.
Moving the disc on the sideline to the middle of the field. US has had no problems moving it until they get to the end zone. Damon.
And here we have sort of a poached defense. It's being called down.
Damon looking for Finney.
And that'll be left down.
Turnover. Japan getting the disc back. Risky move there with a push pass, Liam.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, that dump defense was quite good. They were playing poach defense, tried to move up the line with push pass. Didn't get it all the way. Now Japan will look here.
Fujioka up the line, wide open. Quick movement here, thrown into a poach by the US. Looking for Damon. They're running. Upfield. Finney. So dangerous for this US team. Looking deep. Receiver is there, but the pass is out of bounds. Giving it back to Japan. We've seen a lot of turnovers in this point so far.
Yeah.
Things breaking down. Both teams taking deep shots.
The looks are there, but the throws.
Right off the bat, we see Japan's receivers and cutters are very close to the end zone, clearing some space deep, allowing for the underneath cutter from the break side to come in, but a drop along the sideline, giving the U.S. possession right near the end zone. Finney looking to the swing for Damon. Damon over to Sun, continuing over the right sideline. Another up the line. Sun. Scuba to Damon. Quick movement again with the handlers. Nothing available downfield. Inside break for the score.
Perfect cut and perfect pass.
U.S. goes up 3-1 early on in this game. Japan centering the disc. Who's also doing a little bit of poaching off the handlers now. 2 straight man. Inside break upfield. Intended for 2 receivers. Japan comes up with it. Japan moving it upfield. 20 yards to the end zone. Employing mostly handler movement. Both teams have been working a similar style. Flick out to space, too far for the intended receiver. The U.S. defense will have another chance to break early on. Snyder. Looking up, big gain for the U.S. along the sideline. Great catch. White along the sideline with the reception. Swung along. Outfield back for Snyder. Snyder now looking for the dump swing and around.
Snyder just looking brilliant with those throws.
Upfield squeezing it in for the goal, and the U.S. is rolling early in this game, now up 4-1.
And
back here now, Japan taking a timeout, trying to mull things over, get back in this game. U.S. has been rolling. They're now up 4-1 on their play of their defense. Story of the game for Japan, Liam, though, has been their missed opportunities deep.
The receivers have been open, but the throws are not landing for whatever reason.
Tsunoshima Fujikawa. Back to Fujikawa. See a little bit of a poachy zone here from the U.S. Japan breaking through. Still in the zone formation. Quick movement again by Japan. Using
the cup's not able to catch up so far for the U.S. Great handler movement by Japan. Quickly moving the disc. They're not even getting to stall one.
No hesitation. Fujikawa. Now slow down a little bit. U.S. has gone back to straight man. Harai. Up to the left sideline. Japan threatening near the end zone. Fujikawa. The offense looks very composed off of this timeout. Big layout attempt by the U.S. All for naught. Japan gets on the board. 4-2. U.S. leads. Back here, 4-2. U.S. leads over Japan. Japan getting on the board after a timeout. Offense looking very fluid there up the field.
Yeah, absolutely. They just swung the disc, and as I commented before, U.S. team wasn't even getting a chance to get the stall one. That's how you break a zone. And I don't think the U.S. will try that zone again because that was not working very well.
And then with the break around, in there, coming down with Bosher. You'll feel the receiver. Now looking back for the dump quickly, Damon. Up the sideline, Bosher. Looking for an opening. Two receivers are there just outside the end zone for the U.S. Nazarov around.
Now, again, end zone play getting called from the sideline. They will reset and look for that ISO. Missed throw.
Lauren Casey.
Fortunate.
Missed opportunity there. Japan, they have a call on the play. Big momentum changer.
Sick layout D.
Coming all the way back.
Incredible.
We have a foul call all the way back in this play. Despite the great effort by Emily Damon.
Wow. That was unbelievable. Unfortunately, it didn't matter because there was a call on the play, but that was the best play we've seen all game.
QG. Looking upfield. Collision on the play, but no foul.
Some incidental contact there.
Vertical stack here for Japan.
Here
now
comes
going
the hawk.
Going deep. Tipped. Comes
David
down with it.
almost gets it again, but is not able to stop that disc.
Call on the play. We have a stoppage. Suganama.
Another foul here.
We have a call on the play. Some arguments going on. Suganuma marked by Bosher. On the sideline, trapped. Suganuma. Back to Suganuma. D-line handler here taking control.
Wind picking up a little bit. So this will get interesting.
And we have another call on the
called.
play. This game has slowed down a little bit here, especially as the wind has picked up to around 10 miles per hour.
It's about 16 kilometers per hour for those of you not listening from the great United States of America.
This gets tapped back in. Inside break. Caught in traffic and big bump.
Huge contact, but no call because she caught it anyway.
For the open. Big tip in the air and huge.
Big layout D.
Huge D by U.S. Gets back. Emily
That's
Damon
again. Oh, she's been brilliant this game. Unbelievable. That's 2 layout Ds already and a near layout on the last play.
Bosher Getting things going, and Japan is poaching heavily. Everybody for the U.S. though is back. We had five people back in the 20-yard space. Call on the play.
And Japan forcing deep now. They know U.S. is going to look for that deep look with the wind. There's the defense, and we have a call again. Disc will go back.
Ball on the play. U.S. will retain possession. Back in. Nazarov. Looking for an available receiver. Bosher is there. Been so strong.
Here comes the Huck.
Going deep.
She's got the height advantage, but can she make it? No.
This unfortunately does not stay in bounds.
And again, as we noted before, the wind.
Japan will be pinned along the sideline, opting to go with a diagonal vertical stack. Bosher playing deep defense for the U.S. Not much space along the sideline at all. Forced to go for the dump swing immediately. U.S. pushing Japan back into their own end zone.
Great handler defense by the U.S., pushing them back further and further, with Japan now with the chance to get out of it. Got that break mark throw, breaking all over the place. Here comes a swilly Huck. Damon again with the defense. Brian, she's my new favorite player. I'm not even kidding.
Damon picking it up.
Ridiculous. That's the third in a row.
Bosher looking deep. Receiver is there. Tipped in the air. Big D by Japan, and we have a foul call on the play.
Another call. Seems to be agreeing with it.
No contest. Actually, foul call rescinded. Play restarts. Both squads here showing some fatigue on this long point.
Sure. Lots of calls, lots of stoppages, lots of hooks.
Moved upfield. Going for it.
Great throw. And the layout.
Layout D. Grab. Japan putting out to space.
Oh, what a point from Japan. Unbelievable layout. An inside break throw right in the end zone.
Japan is now back in this game. Only down one. U.S. leading 4-3.
And they've got to be pumped up after that energetic long point where they finally came out with the score.
Snyder, Jorgensen, Desmond upfield. Snyder is back, getting the dump. Snyder has been an absolute monster for the U.S. squad. Jorgensen back for Snyder once again. Long swing. Back to Snyder. Desmond is open, not in the end zone. Snyder once again. Snyder just has so much length to get around those marks if need be.
Her throws have been absolutely muscular, incredibly fast.
Snyder. Looking for Sun. Not much cuts available, keeping the space in the middle free. The U.S. Snyder. Another swing, being very patient here. Back to Snyder. Touching the disc every other.
As well she should, because her throws have been on point.
This throw is behind. Now finding Desmond. Did not look like the intended receiver, and we have a call on the play. Snyder, the around break, close to the end zone. Getting it back once again. The U.S. though has been pretty much stymied. Jorgensen. Every single yard gained here. It's tough.
Yeah, Japanese actually doing a great job both on the handler defense and on the cutter defense in the end zone. There are no real clear cuts coming out of the end zone. That's why the U.S. is having to reset.
Snyder. It's been a rock finding the open receiver.
And that is exactly what they were looking for.
5-3.
And bring it in easy.
U.S. leads. Japan holding close, down 5-4, getting set to pull. See if we see some zone defense in response to the U.S.'s attempt at zone, showing cup last time. Good pull, carrying with the wind, giving the Japanese opportunity, and it looks like it will be a poached zone, more now turning into a 3-man cup.
Yep, standard 3-man cup, and Japan will try the same thing U.S. did on this last point. U.S. though taking a long time to swing the disc.
Snyder
way longer than Japan was.
Snyder is going to look to touch this one every other that she has in other possessions. Bringing the cutters in, finding along the sideline, space at Jorgensen, putting it up, forcing it, and Japan is there. Jorgensen had an open receiver, just trying to go into this wind, too strong.
Yeah, should have waited a couple seconds before throwing that one. It's not a good throw.
Upfield. Yonohara.
Near defense.
Namikiri.
Inside break, somehow she just bobbles it. It doesn't go through.
Can't hold on to the disc. He was trying to move it quickly. Wide open swing. Taylor Jorgensen getting open underneath.
And this zone is pretty much broken down.
Jorgensen wide open in the back of the end zone. U.S. after faltering the first time up the field, able to score 6-4 and maintain the lead.
These, just one note about the fields. These are the best fields I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it's apparent on the broadcast, but this grass is cut every night. It's beautifully maintained. It's better than a golf course.
Great pull by the U.S. will pin Japan in the corner to start out with. Man defense giving up on the zone. U.S. wasting no time, leaving Schneider out in the field, going for another break early on in this game. Fujikawa getting open. Been a rock for Japan so far. Going deep. Wide open. U.S. trying to track it down.
Great
Right along the
decision on
sideline.
that huck.
Still short of the end zone. Swung around. Vertical stack for Japan. Samishima looking up the line. Fits it right in for the goal. What a throw.
Claire
Japan.
Sharman looking for that defense, wasn't able to get it.
Japan stays within one, down 6-5. Big pull by Japan. U.S. coming out in a side stack and quickly spreading out. Finney looking for Damon. Damon has been an absolute beast so far. Huge snag by Boscher.
Great pickup.
Back to Finney. Around to left sideline, going deep. To the middle of nowhere.
No one, unfortunately.
Japan having an opportunity early in this possession to tie it up and get their break back. Another angled stack. Not much space along the side. Looking for an opportunity. Forced to go back. U.S. defense here. Smelling blood in the end zone. Japan getting it off, out in the safety. Beautiful throw, inside break. Japan going into the wind. U.S. does not want to give up an opportunity here, and a big drop.
Almost the save there on that missed throw, but didn't get it off. Here comes
Finney.
up.
Going deep just over the head, caught on the goal line. Quick flip to Boscher for the score.
What luck by the U.S. Another huck to no one that the wind took and was just cleaned up there by La Roche.
Getting close to halftime. U.S. leads 7-5. holding on dearly to their break early on in this game. A little bit hairy there, but a fortunate Japan drop gave the U.S. back possession on that last one. Big pull by the U.S. Japan was able to work at the full length of the field
last time. That
time.
zone again. This is the third time they've tried it. Has not worked the first 2 times.
This cup looking a lot more wide. Japan now busting through the middle. Going deep. Wide open. Makes the catch just outside the end zone. Big layout, just not close though for the U.S. Fujikawa. Easy pass for the goal, but a call on the play.
It's interesting that the U.S. is staying with this zone because it's not even that they've got 1 turnover. Japan has been breaking it right and left. They continue to go. Now they've switched to man though.
Fujikawa. Knee around. Back to Fujikawa. Looking for the break. Fujikawa centering the disc. Just along the end line now for Japan. Fujikawa trying to get open. Just go around the wind, playing a role. Both teams here on the end zone have been dump swinging, waiting for the prime opportunity, the easy pass.
Just infinite resets, which is the way to play the end zone.
Fujikawa.
With patience, you always score, and that's what Japan proves there.
Japan sticking close. 7-6, U.S. leads.
And that's the score by Samishima.
7-6, U.S. leads. Japan holding. Going to be tough for them to get their break back. Right now, both teams have been unable to work it against the upwind since early on in the game. Pull coming up 10 yards short of the end zone, center to Schneider, and we see a zone from Japan, very flat. Looking to allow the resets back, trying to go through the zone.
Risky pass there.
Nazarov. Casey. Looking for Schneider. Schneider trying to go through that zone instead. Back for Casey. Looking for Nazarov. Schneider.
And the U.S. definitely has a different technique than Japan for breaking the zone. They rely on the crash instead of just constantly swing the disc. So they'll let it get to stall 4, stall 5, and then they'll come in like Casey does here for the crash and push it right through.
Jorgensen finding an opening. Naranyan. Jorgensen hops in for the goal. No?
Japan will call it out. Looked into me. They're saying she had it in her hand. They'll tap it in.
Jorgensen quick
there we
flip
go.
to Nazarov for the goal. U.S. leads 8-6. United States leading 8-6 right now. Big opportunity here, Liam. United States can take half if they were to break here. Usually want to see a star-studded line out there, and we do. Emily Damon has been an absolute monster on defense so far.
Brilliant plays from her. U.S. will look to set up. We'll see if they go with the zone here. And there they are. They're trying a flat zone again.
Has not worked so far. Japan has been able to work it through, especially with Samisha up on the field. Fujikawa breaking through. Quick
I'm
flip.
so impressed by Japan's ability to break the zone. They're constantly moving up, a couple meters at a time, always running.
Fujikawa, Samishima. Moving it quickly yet again. Now along the sideline, finding the flip just outside the end zone.
The problem with the U.S. zone defense is their wings are not adjusting. Japan's been able to move it too quick, and there's a timeout. But again, as we saw before, because Japan moves it so fast, they're able to get the quick throw to their wing.
Big inside break throw from Fujikawa. keeps the deficit at 1, but the U.S. offense will have an opportunity to take half. Critical possession here for both squads. U.S. with the opportunity to take half, now up 8-7. Japan down by 1. Getting set to pull. Ishitsu. Flat backhand pull. Looked up to Snyder. Snyder with a flick mark, finding Boscher. Boscher going deep. 2 receivers in the area, this one hanging. Getting position, huge catch in the end zone. Christy Bowen with the grab, and the U.S. takes half, 9-7.
On a lottery. Just throwing it up there, looking for the height to save them, and ended up working.
We'll be back after halftime with more of the action. USA versus Japan.
Yeah, okay, we have you. We just linked to you on Skype. Put you in your tournament center, both of you guys, for the official photos. All right.
And we're back here in the second half. U.S. leading 9-7 over Japan. U.S. coming out on defense. Japan trying to hold pace. Wind has definitely played a factor here. We have not seen an upwind break since early on in this game, Liam.
Yeah, I mean, if teams have a potential, they can change their strategy. This can be a radically different second half. The first one we saw.
Often a game of adjustments. Things get going. Fujikawa moving upfield.
And now the U.S. is switching to man. Of course, the wind is now with Japan.
Samashimi. Back for Fujikawa. Fujikawa going deep. Offing this one out. Receiver is close. Can't make the grab. Just trailing too far out of bounds.
Nice bit. And Japan has to connect on their hucks more. When they've connected on their hucks, they've scored. But we're seeing way too many hucks that are floating out. They're not adjusting for the wind, and they're not being successful with those. Oh no, terrible mistake from
Snyder.
the US. Japan now with the easy
Rare mistake. Fujikawa. Again, doorstep, big upwind score for Japan.
Japan able to take advantage, and it happens. US just has to get back and adjust.
Japan now within 1. 9-8, U.S. leads coming out on offense. A rare turnover there leading to an easy Japanese score. Alex Schneider turfing the disc on a backhand.
Yeah, that's going to happen. And I was commenting before, Alex Snyder has some of the best throws of any women's player in the world. And that's going to happen, even to the best. So don't worry about it. Move on. Keep your head up and try to pop this one in here.
The Japanese home crowd really showing their support. Early momentum in the favor of Japan. They will be going with the wind.
And there's a bricked pull. Maybe one of the first ones we've seen today. The pulls have been pretty good, but the wind seems like it's incremented even a bit more.
Schneider walking the disc at the brick mark. Using the space. Nazarov. Boscher. Boscher has loved the huck. Putting it deep. Just too far out in front.
And actually, great defense by Japan using the body. Oh, there's a call on the play. Even we didn't notice.
Like after the one continuation rule, this one is coming back to Nazarov.
And U.S. often throwing those hucks even when there is a contested play just because they know they have the height and they believe that those will complete.
Communication between Nazarov and Schneider. Opportunity for Japan to tie this game up. Dumb swing in action yet again as we get closer to the end zone. Looking for the dump. Samisha. Inside break, beautiful throw.
Great patient play from Japan.
Still into the end zone. Japan now holding the disc for much longer than usual. Tabori really
dumping and resetting.
Tabori been the rock center handler here on the end zone line as Japan tries to stay patient. Basha playing like tight defense, foul call on the play.
Yep. Japan's doing a great job of not reacting to the U.S. Oftentimes you'll see a quick turn by the U.S. The other team will try to adjust to that, throw a
bump, looks like another play. Nasserov handing over the disc. There was an opportunity, floaty pass.
Right.
Samishima looking for the inside break along the goal line. Kabori. Not in, Kabori.
Looking for the dump, it's not there.
Nice tall situation. Big swing and a catch, and Japan has tied this game up at 9 and erased
That's how you take advantage. Brian Jones, I am getting goosebumps. This is turning into a game.
This game knotted up at 9. Japan getting set to pull.
Just two unfortunate mistakes from the U.S., and oftentimes games come down to who has the fewest turnovers. Japan has taken advantage with both mistakes, been really solid, and that's why they've now tied this game up.
Damon. Looking for Desmond. Big layout by the Japanese. Can't quite get there. Damon. Upfield, Sun. Sun. Foul called on the play. This disc going to the ground. Momentum definitely in the Japanese favor. Absolutely. You can hear it out here. Sun. For an option, Damon initiating the up line. Damon going deep. Will this one stay in bounds? No.
Forgot about the wind. And looks like there's going to be a call. There is a call. There's a foul called on the throw. Disc will go back.
Disc goes back to Damon. So the big huck attempt. Usually you do not want these hucks attempted from the same third of the field.
Great high release to get around that mark.
Damon. Back for Sun. All the way to Desmond. Jorgensen initiating. Could not be found. Sun. Back to Sun. Overthrown. Big turnover. Quick movement here. Japan has the numbers. Hirai. Jorgensen gets the mark on.
But again, this is great. Japan is not just looking to huck when they get those quick, fast breaks. They're staying patient. They're looking for the easy, short plays, and unfortunately that
throw behind the intended receiver. Japan had the numbers, moving very well if that throw's on target.
They absolutely would have scored there.
This one, huge. And
what just happened? Did she bobble it but catch it again? Let's see what they'll call here.
We have some confusion on the play whether or not this disc was up. We had a bobble on the play.
It looked like she bobbled it but then caught it again before she hit the ground, but it is going to go back.
Japanese will still retain possession here. Big play by Hirai getting the layout D.
Yeah.
The excitement of Liam
layout
Rosen.
D catch. I just can't control myself, Brian.
Big opportunity for Japan to take the lead. Their first of the game, it would be. Momentum all in their favor. Hirai. He just tried to fit it in. Finds the wide open receiver for the goal.
That's how you play it.
Japan up 10-9 on the U.S. And the U.S. is reeling a bit. And we're back here. Japan has just taken a 10-9 lead, Liam. What has been the difference in the game so far coming into the second half?
The difference is energy. Japan has huge energy. They're laying out more than they were before. And like I've been saying, it's been couple little mistakes from Fury, which are going to happen, but Japan is not responding to those mistakes by matching the energy and committing another turnover. They're staying patient, and they're just going for the little throws, and that's getting them right down the field. Fury can't do anything to stop it.
Schneider, some poaching by the Japanese defense, finding Nazarov.
It's a foul call.
Play gets going, Nazarov, finding Boscher. Moving it upfield.
This zone is just breaking down for Japan. They're not able to catch up.
Bowen. Looking back for Schneider. Nazarov going up the line. Schneider. Big break to Boscher.
Huge breaks.
Boscher can't find the open receiver. Back to Schneider. Left-handed grab. Big swing. Schneider getting open. Not much movement here by the Cutters. A lot of stagnant.
Japan has now switched to man.
Boscher.
Good decision.
Back to Sun.
They play great man defense too. They didn't lose their organization at all when they switched.
Boscher inside to Schneider. Schneider. Open receiver.
Her ankles.
Big move.
Great cut.
U.S. has gotten back on the board in the second half. They are tied the game at 10. Again, we saw Alex Schneider just be an absolute rock there, Liam.
Yeah, they beat that by breaking the zone, moving quickly like Japan was doing, and Japan's zone was not able to catch up. They did end up transitioning to man very well, but unfortunately, defender got her ankles broken, and U.S. popped it in.
Samashima. Hirai. Hirai looking for the inside. Now forced to go back. Samashima. Back to Fujikawa. Inside break. Hirai. Yonehara. Yonehara with the flick. Hawk finds the receiver. What a throw. Wow. What a catch.
Great pull down. Saw that going up and I said, no way she's getting that. Looking a bit blady, but came down with it.
Japan holds on to the lead 11-10. Modoka Ito with the catch. Huge catch for the Japanese, now up 11-10 on the U.S. This promised to be an exciting game. Rematch, essentially, of Club Worlds back in Prague in 2010. Fury representing the club team representing the United States.
And Japan is a mix out of 3 of their top club teams.
Uno being the team that took down Fury in the last Club Worlds. Ball from Japan. Nazarov back to receive, finding Schneider.
Great effort by Japan. Almost got that layout D.
Schneider going through, throwing into a poach. Japan has the numbers. Wide open in the end zone. Running it down. Layout grab, and Japan is rolling right now.
Brilliant layout. Brilliant layout. Japan has the huge energy. They will go into the next point, 12-10 Japan.
After building an early lead, the United States finds themselves down 12-10 to Japan. Japan with all of the momentum in the second half. U.S. offense back on the field, switching things up a bit.
Japanese sideline really cheering their team on. They know they have the chance to run away with this game.
Getting back to Damon in his zone. Big split there, finding Sun. Back to Finney. Damon. Over the top to Bosher.
David loves that high release.
Bosher faking hammer, finding Finney. Through to Bosher. Along the sideline, Finney surveying the field. Damon.
His throws are looking pretty swilly with the wind.
Around to Howard. Back to Damon. Quick give and go. And over the top, the U.S. loving the high release backhands.
Loving the high release, and they're moving it a bit quicker than they usually do, although they're still going with the collapse into the cup.
Seeing a different handling crew out there. A lot different without Alex Snyder or Anna Nazaroff. Damon, Finney.
Here's the collapse again.
Back to Damon. Big wall here from Japan. Sun. Quick give and go. Finding Finney in the middle of the field with space.
That's the throw that she
wants. Trying to find Howard. Throw is just too low.
It cannot connect.
Stoppage on the play.
There's a confusion.
Oh, continue.
They're going to continue. U.S. was not ready for that continue.
Looking back for Hirai.
Japan with a chance to really run away with it here. They could go up 13-10. Nakamiri.
Up to Hirai and tripped up. A foul called. Howard and Hirai getting their feet tangled up.
I don't know if that was a trip, Ryan. I think she tripped over her own feet. Yeah. The contest on that foul, so disc will go back.
Looking for Hirai, now back, centers the disc. Inside backhand. Yonahara moving to this. Japan. Upfield, Fujikawa moving it quickly yet again. Pick called on the play. On the goal line. Back for Fujikawa. Quick flip for the goal, and Japan is running away now.
And that's Namakiri, number 12, with the score. Sugoi!
Japan up 13-10. Goal from Japan. U.S. really needs to start getting points here on the board to stop the bleeding. Schneider. Upfield. Throw is behind, and we have a call on the play. Clancy was fouled on the throw. Back to Schneider. Finding Jorgensen underneath. Schneider going up the line. Schneider surveying the field, trying to stay patient. Now looking back for Damon. Damon up the line.
Gotta look up line.
Tips the pass, maintains possession, throws it to Jorgensen for the easy goal, and the U.S. is back on the board.
Play by Damon to bobble that pass and then it's going back. It's actually going back. I'm not sure what the call was there. Travel, possibly. And U.S. will try to pop it in again.
Back to Schneider. Schneider looking for the break opportunity. Instead finding Sun. Schneider going up the line. Back to Damon. Damon to Jorgensen. Inside break for the goal. U.S. gets back on the scoreboard. 13-11. Japan leads. Pole goes up for the U.S. This one out of bounds, going to give Japan a short field to work with. And another zone by the U.S. Fujikawa.
See Team Canada in the background, scouting out the competition, warming up for their next game.
Fujikawa. Hirai breaking through the zone. Kabori. Looking for an open dump, not available. Jorgensen forcing upfield.
There's not been a lot of active defense from the U.S. Earlier we saw a lot of layout Ds. Now Japan's just been able to get those short passes without really much contesting there.
Dump swing, this one hanging in the air. Sun coming in, can't get the D.
That's unfortunate because she had the height advantage there, but just great timing by Yokohara.
Yonahara around. Big grab for the score.
That is incredible.
Japan
just keeps coming up with these incredible layout grabs in the end zone. I cannot contain myself.
U.S. in dire straits, down 14-11. Game to 17 here at the World Ultimate and Guts Championships in Sakai, Japan.
There's still game left, and I think the U.S. still has quite a bit of fight left in them. I would not be surprised if they came back.
Everything right now has been going Japan's way. U.S. needs to hold here and find a way to get it back on defense. Bosher, such an important receiver for the U.S. Looking back for Snyder. Snyder with the around break. Bowen. We swing around. U.S. really using the width of the field.
The full field, that's great because they're really getting their cutters open by doing that.
Finding Schneider. Lots of space to work with. Bosher is there. Bump on the play. Bosher takes it in stride. Bosher launching a flick. Howard coming up with it.
Wow. Great snag in between two Japanese defenders. That's where that height helps.
14-12, Japan leads. U.S. needs to respond here, down 14-12 to Japan.
And I think they did. And like I said, they adjusted there, and they really looked great using the whole width of that field in the last point and popping it in. Nice little outside. The great snag on the end by Howard.
Hirai. Fujikawa. Samashimi.
And U.S. is back with their zone, and it's a four-man cup.
See a lot. We see 5 individuals in the area almost at one point in time. Right now we're seeing a 4-2-1. Quick movement here is not as effective for Japan. There's not much room to swing it against this 4-man cup. Too many people in the area, and we have a collision and an injury call, it looks like.
Yeah.
Or a foul.
She just flew in there. They're calling disc down, determining if there's a call on the play. Now, if there's no call, disc will turn. That'll be U.S. possession.
That's the break that the U.S. needed. Schneider along the line.
They've got to stay patient here. They've got to work their reset and their end zone play.
Schneider so confident with that backhand break to Damon. Lots of space. And the break side of the field, nobody cutting so far. Now initiating. On the goal line. Back for Damon. Schneider. Schneider going up the line is open. Now looking. Finding receiver for the goal, and the U.S. gets a break. Now only down by 1, 14-13.
And that's Penny with the score, exactly what the U.S. needed.
14-13, Japan leads. U.S. finally getting a break back after Japan was on a huge run in the second half. U.S. throwing a new zone look on that last point, Liam.
Yeah, they've tried the 4-man cup, and I have to say it seemed to be working a bit better than 3-man cup. Japanese were not able to move it as quickly as they normally were.
It looks like we'll see another crowded formation of a zone. Really stifling, trying to dissipate quick movement by the Japanese.
This is the 4-man.
Fujikawa. Now
that's the miscue.
Throw is behind the receiver.
So far that cup has worked, and now Snyder's wide open with the throw.
Damon, quick movement here. U.S. has wide open throws. Snyder going up the line. Big hand block, call on the play.
That may be a strip. Oh no, there's some big discussion here.
U.S. will retain possession on the end line. A huge opportunity here to get another break back.
Right, they're going to be patient. They're going to look for their end zone play.
Damon, back to Schneider. Schneider with the around, not in. Looking for an opportunity. Nobody moving for the U.S. Wide open, Penny.
That's easy. Penny with 2 points in a row.
And the U.S. has tied this game at 14s. All, and the U.S. has gone on a little bit of a run, 3-point swing, tying the game at 14. Game to 16 here. We have the soft cap on. Excuse me, just the regular time cap. U.S. coming down with the zone.
And they will keep running the 4-woman cup, which has been working excellently so far.
It has forced Japan to really hold the disc, Liam.
Yeah, whereas now they're still moving it fast, but maybe they'll stall 1 or 2 before actually getting it going. And now I think they've learned. Now they are moving it quite fast and not even letting the U.S. set up, which is going to work for them.
U.S. here trapped on the sideline, and a hammer, the first one we've seen all game long.
Yeah.
Japan still has not gained much ground, though. And a round throw, not afraid to throw through those marks. Harai.
U.S. wings just aren't able to catch up.
Japan moving it quickly. Harai for the goal. Japan goes up 15-14.
Great movement on that point.
1 point away from victory. Things are really coming down to the wire here. Japan leading 15-14. Game to 16. U.S. needing to hold here. Japan with game point.
This is a brilliant game, Brian. This is probably the best women's game I've ever seen. And it's only going to get better here in these final points. Both teams playing consistently. Great defense. You can't ask for more.
Big pull. Senator Nazaroff. No Alex Schneider on this huge point. Boscher. For an opening, huge hand block.
But also, yeah, great defense by Japan.
Quick movement. Japan just behind. The U.S. hanging on. Nazaroff giving everything she had. And another block.
And this time, and they've really got to stay patient. They cannot bomb it here.
Harai. Upfield, and Japan wins. 16-14 takes it. What a turn of events.
Wow. That was a whirlwind. Japan with 3 turnovers, U.S. and Japan in that last part.
Rapid fire succession, and the U.S. is a bit shell-shocked there. Japan coming out with a huge win, 16-14.
So thank you to Brian Jones, and Liam and Rosen. I had a mental blank there. I know it's Liam and Brian. We love our friends from Sky Magazine from across the pond. Thanks for commentating on this game, guys. It allowed me to go get the Guts game. What a cracker match. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for letting us do it. Sugoi.